and for the next financial year, we have set up a target of 120%. SIL is a true partner in your growth. They not only impart you the knowledge, but also handhold you through the all complete process. I can personally guarantee entrepreneurs who wish to take up this journey that your journey will not only be rewarding but a life-changing one.
You are unique. You are passionate. SIL salutes the rigor and dream within you. We promise to be a strong catalyst in your life.
Business will come automatically if I make people life secured. See, Safe House Security started in 1994 with a vision of to make the people secured. That is how the name of the Safe House Security has evolved. I passed out in 1986, but with a very small scale of say 5 to 10,000 rupees, we started a business. The initial vision was to save water, and I took that as an opportunity. The product named is water level controller. Then I myself thought that this is not enough in a business. We must grow. So I started targeting for the security products, and that is how the CCTV security products came into a picture. I was the first person in Pune who started installation of security products. When I took the cameras and showed the many people, they were not ready to accept as a product. But I took over that challenge and sold several places. We sold cameras. Okay, and fortunately in 2016 we came across with SIL. I went for a seminar and really I was surprised to see that I am lacking somewhere in a management. Like I learned from them how to delegate the people, what is the leadership quality, how to manage the people, then how to read the balance sheet. See, the best part which I studied in School of Inspirational Leadership is what is your vision. So I really defined my vision statement during those programs, and our vision statement is very clear. Whoever is associated with my company Safe House Security, he should feel secured. First thing is secured, and then once he gets the security, he should be very comfortable. Then in the last seminar, I listened from Dr. Pawar about our Blue Ocean strategies. When we have reached to one stage in a business, there is nobody around. You should start shifting the business to some other level. So all my staffs are now associated with the SIL group. They are regularly attending the classes, and I've been finding out good changes in my company. I mean, there are so many good friends now, entrepreneur friends are there with me. And I hope this journey will continue. And I can foresee that in 2018 or 19, we will definitely a number one company in Pune market.
You are unique. You are passionate. SIL salutes the rigor and dream within you. We promise to be a strong catalyst in your life.
We have taken our vision as prosperity through automation. We have started our business in 1997. For first 2 years, we were doing servicing for CNC machines in and around Pune, and we were committed to give services for CNC machines within 24 hours from the breakdown. Afterwards, in 1998, we have started retrofitting and reconditioning machines with CNC controllers, and both of us are not having a business background. This is first generation business, so their resources are also limited, and we don't have any financial support. And in 2002, we get one opportunity from HEG Bhopal and we have completed that project, and it was a benchmark project for us. In 2007, we have started for Siemens drives, motor, motion controllers, distribution, and projects in CNC. Basically, we were growing for last 20 years, but the growth was not sufficient. We were not happy with our growth, and in that phase, we come to know that SIL is governing some program for entrepreneurs in and around Pune for development of their businesses. So we have decided to join SIL, and the very important session for us was the Burning Desire session, which was held in Mahabaleshwar for 3 days. At that session, we got our vision, mission statement, and our goal. We have decided our short-term goals and long-term goals. And then we have percolated all these system in our employees, and we see the results. Within 1 year, we have the growth of 30%. And now this year also we are growing, and our total business philosophy, looking at various perspectives, has totally changed. And we think we are now on the right track, and we will grow faster and faster, and we will achieve our goals shortly.
You are unique. You are passionate. SIL salutes the rigor and dream within you. We promise to be a strong catalyst in your life.
Gurukul, outstanding. Vaccine,
Mentor, great.
booster dose,
Eye opener,
wealth creation factory,
school, progressive handholding,
directive,
life changer, way to direction,
great support,
profound motivator,
inspiration, adventure,
catalyst,
navigator,
development consultant,
school of life,
university for entrepreneurs,
growth catalyst,
dictionary of motivation,
mentor,
catalyst,
business trigger,
guide, lighthouse.
Positive vibe to many beginners like us. These 8 days were very good. The forward 80 days or 800 days are going to be very hard. The course and the teacher and his experiences, without asking you do that, he made it do it. जितना भी thank you आप SIL को तो कम ही पड़ेगा. I will recommend this program for many more friends of mine, families of mine who really want to have this journey.
खरं सांगायचं हे 8 दिवस आहेत ना, कसे गेले कळत नाही. म्हणजे फ्रँकली सर टास्क द्यायचे, उद्या हे करून या म्हणायचे. सेशनला असं एक मस्त वाटायचं की हा आपण हे केलं आणि हे चांगलं झालं आपल्याला. ओवरऑल छान एक्सपिरियन्स.
तो 8 days हम लोग को ऐसा लगा कि what we are learning basically, और आज जो complete जैसे लगा was quite amazing.
It is a lot of learning. You can say I decided to use this break time to sharpen my skills. But all these trainings and sessions, whatever I did during this pandemic, online training, almost all online, I think all of that training, the conclusion of that, all trainings I got in this particular session, in these 8 days. So now it is time, my learning time, kind of, I will stop now and it's time to act. Yeah, I have skill, I have knowledge, is there, but what I didn't have vision and mission proper. So that is very important.
योगेश सर का जो पकड़ के रखने का जो एक टेक्निक था, वो स्पीच को 1.5 घंटे तक या 2 घंटे तक हमारे को कहीं भी ऐसा क्या बोलते बोरिंग कहीं नहीं लगा. उन्होंने ऐसा एक पकड़ के रखा हमारे को पूरा यानी क्या बोलते हैं उसको, एक उन्होंने एक अलग सी एक पर्सनालिटी उस टाइप की। तो ये ओवरऑल एकदम अच्छा सफर रहा, बहुत खुशी हुई, बहुत आनंद आया, और कहीं ना कहीं अभी लग रहा है कि हम हमारा टारगेट चेस करेंगे।
Sir, it's a wonderful session. No flawless, not even a single minute wasted. The way he was, he's a pearl connecting all of us. Each and every session is fantastic. When he is with us, I think we can easily reach our target. We are like a family, and he was leading us. Whatever example he is stating, giving, it holds good for each and every one of our businesses.
सर बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम रहा। हम लोग जब मैं ज्वाइन कर रहा था तो मेरे को नहीं लगा था कि हम लोग इतने अच्छे प्रोग्राम को ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं और हम लोग को इतना बढ़िया तरीके से समझाया जाएगा। इट्स वाज ए वेरी वंडरफुल और ये आई ओपनर जैसे था कि कई एक चीजें जो हम लोग कर रहे हैं हम लोग को पता नहीं है कैसे करना है क्या नहीं करना, तो सर ने काफी इन डेप्थ समझाया और काफी अच्छा प्रोग्राम रहा।
Actually, there was the guidelines which was very much eye-opening.
बेसिक जो चीजें होती है वो हमें खुद को ही पता नहीं है, तो वो जैसे हमारा विजन क्या होगा, दिमाग में बहुत सारी चीजें रहती है। ऐसा नहीं है कि हर आदमी अपने बिजनेस के बारे में सोचता है, बहुत प्लानिंग्स भी करता है, लेकिन उसको जब पेपर पे लेके आते हैं तब हमें पता चलता है कि हमें करना क्या है और क्या हमारा रोड मैप होगा। वो इस सारे सेशन से हमारा क्लियर हुआ है और हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि आगे हम इसमें कुछ अच्छा करेंगे, क्योंकि अब हमारे पास एक विजन है, रिटर्न डॉक्यूमेंट है, हम उसको देख सकते हैं, लोगों को बता सकते हैं, अपने लोगों को सबको साथ में लेके टीम बना सकते हैं। तो वो एक काफी अच्छा रहा।
बहुत बड़ा विजन दिखाया, बहुत बड़ा व्यूज दिखाया कि जो हम नहीं देख सकते थे, क्योंकि कई बार क्या होता है हम लिमिटेड नजरिया रहता है और उधर तक ही देख पाते हैं, लेकिन जो दिखाने का आँख है, बहुत बड़ा दिखाने का जो आँख है वो योगेश सर ने दिखाया। योगेश सर के गाइडेंस से अभी मैं पहुंच सकता हूँ, मैं जिधर जाना चाहता हूँ वो कर सकता हूँ, ये मुझे आइडियाज मिल गए।
कि भी 8 दिन में आपने बहुत अच्छा डिश हमको खिलाया, अभी कल से हमको कौन खिलाएगा? दिस पर्सन हैज डेफिनेटली बिल्ड अ वेरी गुड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन विद ऑन वेरी गुड वैल्यूज, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। गाइडेंस हमको मिला है, वी आर वेरी हैप्पी फॉर दैट, but while implementing we may do a lot of mistakes, and that time we need handholding of Yogesh sir. It was really a great experience to share time with all of you. Thank you very much sir.
I think you had a deep understanding of each and every person who was attending webinar. It was really helpful, sir. Few things, but few right things. Yes, for my next future, all the years. Few of the bases that are required for my next future, all the years.
Gives the clarity in which lines strictly recommended for before starting the business. In the initial stages only, you are going to move forward in the business. This is the program is recommended before start the business. This will help gives the clarity in which lines.
Concepts and certain things I came to know. Somehow I got my breakthroughs from this training, but it is a continuous journey in any way.
now I know the actual meaning of what is vision, what is mission, and how this is very important to our business. बहुत ही ज़्यादा knowledgeable session. I'm sure you are the one who can solve all those problems.
There is nothing mission impossible now because we got that formula. उसको vision mission बना लो, अपने आप उसका बन जाएगा.
Now I feel I'm more young. My perception about myself that I've missed a lot of things is slowly going away. A confident feeling is coming out. This has been my biggest takeaway, getting more confident from inside.
You know, I joined this session. I was very excited. The fear factor has gone. All thanks to Mr. Yogesh Pawar.
एक ही वर्ड बोलूंगा, डेडिकेशन. आपने जो ये दिया जलाया है इसको पूरे भारत में लेके जाए. इट इज द नीड ऑफ द आवर. एक दिन मैं ऐसी कंपनी खड़ी करूं जिसे इंडिया को प्राउड हो.
जो फ्रेमिंग करण्याचा विषय कधी कधी आम्ही कमी असतो, तर त्यामध्ये तुमचं सजेशन जे ते आमच्यासाठी व्हॅल्युएबल झालं. गुड एक्सपिरियन्स.
Overall experience was quite good. Had expected it would not go to this particular level. Initially I was like skeptical, but this was like a pretty surprise for me. Something important which are required for our business or the entrepreneurship to go smoothly and to conduct it quite efficiently. These two were like very important takeaways for me.
The entire journey of this like last 8 or 10 sessions was really encouraging us. We comes in interaction with you. वो चीजें बहुत जल्द से जल्द होने लगी.
When we have decided we have to hit that target, they are getting the opportunities also.
Good afternoon, everybody. If you can hear me, thank you. If you can hear me, if you can see me, just confirm that, please. It'll be very nice if you can just hear me. I mean, if you're able to hear me, you can see me. You just are able to confirm it. Just confirm, correct on your chat box. And I would want the maximum people to confirm that, because unless and until you confirm, I'll not be able to move forward. And this is where we go. I hope you can see my presentation. I hope you can see my presentation. All right, okay, yes, perfect. I would just want people to confirm so that technically we are correct. No, technologically we are correct. And here we have the first person who follows it. It's Chaitali Chaudhary, Industries, Health and Wellness. Location is Pune. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Chaitali, for joining in. Quickly, please let us know, where have you joined us from? What is the industry that you've joined us from? And what are the 1 or 2 top takeaways that you're looking at? Okay. What are top 1 or 2 takeaways that you're looking at? Quickly. And also very importantly, in the Q&A session, please drop in the goal that you are here. Okay. Questions that you will have. Now, thank you, Archana. Thank you, Apurva, for I think you guys joined from Mumbai. Locations, quickly, locations where you've joined us from. And industry you represent. 2 very important elements, location and industry. Go ahead. Thank you, Rakesh. Location and industry. Location and industry, Pune, okay. Jaipur, okay. Ravikant Babar is from Pune. So Mumbai, Pune, Jaipur, Hyderabad. Okay, so while we talk, while we have this conversation today, we will have a lot of discussions that we will have to do. And I want you to be extremely active on your chat box. Okay, extremely active on your chat box, because whatever we are going to talk, it is going to help you understand how decision making and culture are such a critical element of business. And more importantly, what are those emotional drivers that help you to create a culture? आप किस तरीके का कल्चर बनाना चाहते हो? ओके, और वो कौन सा इमोशन है जो आप अपनी संस्था में ड्राइव करना चाहते हो? Is very important. Now my question to you here is, only answer it in yes or no. Only answer it in yes or no. How many of you want to create a culture that is holistic in nature, trustworthy in nature, and progressive in nature? Holistic, trustworthy, or progressive? Holistic, trustworthy, and holistic. 3 words हैं. Trustworthy, holistic, and progressive culture. ये company में culture बनाना चाहते हैं. Come on, let's write it down quickly. If you want to say yes, you can say yes. And if all three, all three. They gave Dayalji, yes, all 3. Fine, no problems with that. Write down, because then I will put my heart and soul to explain how it actually happens, what do you need to do for it, what is the mindset you need to have. Just don't forget that mindset is a common element. There will be strategies, there will be methodologies, there will be tools that you'll have to use. But yeah, these are certain things that you'll need to break with. And where do you begin the journey from? वो journey आप कहाँ से शुरू करोगे? Okay, in order to do that. Now my question to you here is, if you want to walk the entire Mount Everest, the first thing is the first step to be taken towards it. And when you take one step every day, there will be a day when you reach there. You will be having your challenges, you will be having your fears, your ambiguousness, your decision making, your confidence, all in the process will happen. Your strategies that you'll apply, your tools that you will use, all of that will apply. But you'll have to take the first step. Okay. So with this commitment, if people have said yes to me, with this commitment, are you ready to take the first step is my first question. Are you ready to take the first step is the first question that I have. Only then it gives me confidence that I'm talking to people who are action oriented. Okay. You don't even need to write down yes or yes, sir. You just write down why. Shortest form is fine, no problems. Okay. So you're going to tell me whether, wonderful. So I have a lot of people who say yes, and I'm more than happy to interact with them during the call also. So during the call, I may ask you questions, and then we probably will start answering those questions very fast. Okay, so let's move on. It's a quick presentation that I'm going to share with you. And in this presentation, we're going to evolve a very important concept. So quickly, before I start off, I'm sure that all of you know about School of Inspirational Leadership. As an organization, we are a training and consulting company. Around a decade of experience, over 18,000 businesses have got trained through us. Around 1,000 plus projects executed wonderfully well and successful. With a team of over 60 people sitting in Pune, Delhi, and Bangalore, we execute our projects, which are all across the country. We educate people in India, Middle East, and Africa. We have been consistently working for the last 10 years. We develop our own content. So it's nothing Google picked up. We establish our own content, which is very, very Indian business driven. And that's one of the reasons why we are able to see success. So today, while I'm going to share with you a certain elements of decision making, a certain elements of rather all the elements of decision making are directly linked to the culture that you're driving in the organization, and your culture is directly related to the drivers, the emotions that people are working with. Okay. One question to everybody before I start. People coming in same direction or people walking in the same direction create profit. I'll repeat. People walking in the same direction create profit. Profit does not mean only money. Profit could be anything that you want to achieve. But the question here is, people who walk in the same direction create profit. Yes or no is the question that I have. Answer this question quickly. Answer this question quickly. Yes or no? Now the question here is, how do you set that direction? How do you make those resources available? How do you engage your people? How do you have a review or set mechanism that helps you to achieve those goals? Okay, so on this note, let me start off. Decision making, always a complex thing in a complex business. You have to take a decision at the plant, you have to take a decision at marketing, you have to take a decision at if the right direction. So how do you decide? How do you define that right direction? You're absolutely correct, Rakesh. You're absolutely correct, Ravikant. How do you decide that this is the right direction? What is the mechanism to decide that this is the right direction? Okay, so we will talk about that as well. And when I explain you about the burning desire, the program that we conduct, I will definitely help you. It is called in two forms. It is called as burning desire. It is called as vision mastery. Both is the same thing. You don't have to worry about it, right? But how do you set that direction is the next question that I will have for you. So decision making, your security guard. We think about our domain and people and communicate. Okay, so domain has nothing to do with building up culture. You'll be surprised to know this. Domain is nothing to do with how the culture you want to build. Okay, so Rahul, as you go forward, you will realize what I'm talking about. But importantly, whether it is your security guard in the office or whether it's the CEO of the company, whether it is the managers, salespeople, technicians, supervisors, whether there are people working on the plant, people working on the CNC, SPM machines, everybody needs to decide. Common parameter that everybody needs to decide. If people don't decide and act, company doesn't move forward. And most of the time in SME businesses, the whole process of decision making is stuck at one place. And that place is the biggest chair in the business called the business owner. Okay, how many of you are facing this challenge that decisions get stuck because of me? Go ahead and respond to this before we move forward. Because power well distributed will enhance the capacity of enlightening everybody and probably growing. Okay, power distribution has to be even in the organization like it is in any electrical connections. अगर आप एक बल्ब जलाना चाहते हो, एक फैन जलाना चाहते हो और एक फ्रिज जलाना चाहते हो, तो उस तरीके की पावर उसे देनी पड़ती है, तब जाके वो मशीन वैसे परफॉर्म करती है. So in machines it is very easy, है ना? आप 2 amperes, 3 amperes, 4 amperes, 10 ampere, cat 3 wire, cat 5 wire, ऐसे wires लगा दो, वो energy flow कर देती है. But in business it becomes very difficult when it comes to people. Okay, try to handle it max by self to set rules and regulations because I want to revert in the same manner. So I decided. Is that correct? Rahul, there is a better way to do that. I'm not saying this is wrong, but this is a better way. There is a better way to do that. And I'm 100% sure as a person who's investing this time and energy in this process, you would definitely want to learn this. Yes, and how to delegate that and how to make, see, delegation is a skill. Building a culture is a belief that you're going to build in people, that your organization represents a certain way of functioning. And there are two different things. And let's go to the next slide. Okay. People talk about what is a corporate culture. So what is a culture? People say this is culture is for big companies. No, culture is for your house. Culture is for your family. Culture is for your small company, big company. Culture means people coming together in common beliefs. I'll repeat. People coming together with common beliefs is culture. Okay. If you agree to the statement, write down yes on the chat box. People coming together with common beliefs is culture. Go ahead and write down yes. Okay, that makes sense. People coming together with common beliefs create culture. Now the question again here is, how do you create a common culture? Wonderful. How do you create a common culture? So a common belief is being established. How do you have a common belief? What is the belief that you have about business? What is the belief that people have about business? अब ये सारी चीजें है ना, ये हवा की तरह होती है. ये दिखती नहीं है, पर अगर नहीं है तो महसूस जरूर कराती है. आप और मैं सांस लेते हैं. We all breathe. Okay, we don't see that air. But if air is not there, we definitely feel that it is not there. Similarly, कल्चर अगर सही तरीके से नहीं बना है तो वो भी दिखता है, और कल्चर सही तरीके से बना है तो वो भी दिखता है. Now, important is, I'm going to ask a question to all of you. There are different kind of mangoes that we get in the market. Okay, you'll be surprised with the question. There are different kind of mangoes that you get in the market. There are Alfonso mangoes, and there are हम जिसे कैरी कहते हैं या the raw mangoes कहते हैं या जंगली mangoes कहते हैं. हमें ये भी मिलता है और Alfonso भी मिलता है. Which one is more expensive? Alfonsos or raw mangoes? या कच्ची कैरी? Yeah, correct. Okay, you can write down A. Fair. A or C. Okay, you can write down option 1 or option B. Right? Expensive, not in demand. Even if you, Prashant, even if you have a lot of demand for kacha curry for making pickles, they are not expensive. I said expensive. Which one are expensive? Right? Now, why are Alfonsos expensive and why are not kacha curries expensive? Alfonsos are expensive because they are made. Because they are made. There is a farmer who's constantly working on that Alfonso to become a better Alfonso. Kacha curry is a tree that is already there. Bagicha laga ke rakha hua hai, aate rehte, jaate rehte. Correct? Because not a lot of people do farming of that Alfonso. Farming is a process to be driven to get a specific result. So the kind of plant, the kind of seed, the kind of water, the kind of fertilizer, the kind of land, the kind of soil, the kind of efforts, the kind of temperature, the kind of climate, all of this is managed together to get a better Alfonso. Similarly, in business, if I want to produce an Alfonso, I have to plan it. So if I want to create a culture that is holistic in nature, I need to, if I want a progressive culture, I want a culture where everybody is helping each other and working towards a common goal, I will have to create it. It will not get created. Get created matlab kacha curry. Create karna matlab Alfonso. Now, how many of you are wanting to create a culture rather than just let it happen? How many of you would want to do that? Go ahead and respond. I would want to build A, which is Alfonso. Okay, go ahead and respond quickly, fast. We have to be very fast on our responses. We have to be very fast on our responses because we have to, finish this up in 45 minutes. Not all of us have time, right? So neither me, neither you have time. So respond quickly. We can move forward. All right. So yes. So we are talking about, so A is because we get something extra. We are able to develop, give some impact at the marketplace, and we have to improve our processes and our systems inside that allow us to create that product outside. Okay, so this goes to our next question, and the next question comes in front of you is this. Okay, when people come together, they not only act but also express. Have you ever seen your employees expressing? Okay, and if people come together and they are not trained, if their people come together, if they are not trained, they act like a non-civilized zoo. हर बंदा अपनी मनमानी कर रहा है, हर बंदा ये कर रहा है, जो वो चाहता है वो कर रहा है. हर बंदा जब उसे डिसीजन लेना है तब वो नहीं लेता, जब वो डिसीजन नहीं लेना है तब वो ले लेता है. And the one man who gets frustrated out of this is that business owner. So it's very important to train people. Now the next question, यार कौन सी चीज पे ट्रेन करना है? तो हम टेक्निकल स्किल्स दे देते हैं क्योंकि हमारा काम उससे बनता है. पर बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि इस कल्चर को एस्टैब्लिश करने के लिए एंटरप्रेन्योर ने क्या करना चाहिए. So let's go and understand that as well right now, and that brings my fourth slide to you. Do you see the slide how it is? Okay. Now, if people are not trained, this is what the result is. If people are not trained, this is the result. Okay, and this could be the possibility between two partners. They have different point of views, and they start having a tussle. Or this could be the point of view of a employee working in a company who does not have a direction. वो कपड़ा क्या है ये शायद लोग समझ रहे हैं और मैं उसे एक्सप्रेस नहीं करना चाहता, पर मेरा मानना यह है कि वो कपड़ा उस एंटरप्रेन्योर का है. Because everybody wants a pie in it, everybody wants a piece in it, and everybody wants to say in the company that because of me it is working. How many of you go through this problem? Please let me know. How many of you go through this problem? Please let me know. Quickly. Wonderful, very nice. You can just say yes or no, chalta rahega, right? You can just say yes, no problems with that. Right? You go through this problem, right? Now, when you go through this problem, it's absolutely irritating and frustrating. More importantly, it is stressful for you as a human being. So it's very important for you to realize, yes, but groups call improvise. But sorry, I did not. Rahul, just write it down in a brief so I understand that. But group call improvises, I don't know what it means. If you are saying that hum group calls karte hain, ise improve karne ke liye, which is the right approach, there's no doubt about it. Now let's understand this. I have a question for all of you. Who is the king of the jungle? Who is the king of the jungle? Isn't it interesting? बहुत ही interesting सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ. Who is the king of the jungle? Wonderful. Rakesh says lion. Nilesh says lion. Everybody who's gone to school will answer this question. All right. So Rahul. Then we have okay. Ravikant. Ravikant says lion. Prashant says lion. Sanjay says lion. All right. Okay. Now, if you really look at this, okay, who's the king of the jungle? All of you have, maybe I'm assuming this, you may tell me that I'm wrong. All of you've gone to different schools, probably have you speak different languages. Probably I'm sure your parents are also different. Your culture is different. Everything is different. But you still have one answer. Why is it possible? And how is it possible? Why is it possible and how is it possible? But who rules the jungle? He is the king of the place. Who rules the jungle is the king. I mean, typically, I have gone to the school which told me lion rules it. Rakesh ji, I have gone to the school where wahan pe bataya, yahi mere ko school mein bataya gaya tha. One and only one is lion. Correct, Archana? All of us has been taught like that. But look at this, how we feel it is. He's the king of the jungle. Wo one who rules. देखिए राकेश जी का belief क्या है? One who rules is the lion. Okay. We are taught correct decision making because he controls and he believes in it. Very good. ये राहुल जी का मानना है. हमें स्कूल में ये सिखाया गया. L is equal to lion. Lion is the king. King is equal to the man who rules it. Okay, or the animal who rules it. हमें Lion King ये पिक्चर दिखाई गई जिसमें लायन कैसे उभरता है. हमें सिंहासनाधीश ऐसे कहा गया. So सिंहासनाधीश is somebody who sits on the lion's throne, right? ये हमें बताया गया. Kings and warriors fight like lions and इस तरीके से बताया गया. हमारी स्टोरीज भी उसी तरीके से बिल्डअप हुई. आप अगर इसे नोटिस करोगे तो ये हो क्या रहा है? ये रहा है कि एक थॉट को अलग अलग तरीके से अलग अलग वक्त पे अलग अलग भाषाओं में अलग अलग तरीका, जैसे पिक्टोरियल कहें या स्टोरी से कहें या टेक्स्ट में कहें, ये अलग अलग तरीके से अलग अलग वक्त पे एक ही इंफॉर्मेशन दी गई है. तभी तो बिलीफ सिस्टम बनी है. तो अगर हम कल्चर ड्राइव करना चाहते हैं तो वो कौन सा थॉट है जो हम ड्राइव करना चाहते हैं? ऑफ कोर्स द करेक्ट आंसर इज लायन. वो थॉट क्या है जो हम ड्राइव करना चाहते हैं? क्या हम सिक्योरिटी अपनी कंपनी में ड्राइव करना चाहते हैं? क्या हम कंट्रीब्यूशन ड्राइव करना चाहते हैं? क्या हम सिग्निफिकेंस ड्राइव करना चाहते हैं मार्केट में? क्या हम एक्सीलेंस ड्राइव करना चाहते हैं? क्या हम बिलोंगिंगनेस ड्राइव करना चाहते हैं? हम ड्राइव क्या करना चाहते हैं? अब ये अगर हम नहीं जानते तो हमारे लोगों की गलती नहीं है. How many of you agree? How many of you agree? If I am not sure of what culture has to be driven, what emotion has to be driven in that my organization, then it is not our people's problem. Teamwork to goal achievement. with help of roadmap of the king. Okay, fair. I don't know what it means, but I have a question. If you are not aware about the thought that you want to drive in your organization, it is not our people's problem, my dear friends. It is our problem. And most of the time when partners work together, maybe if they don't know what is the same thought that they want to drive, then the confusion starts. If there are managers and leaders in the organization who do not know what is the thought to be driven, then confusion starts. And every time that confusion, who's losing? You lose time, energy, money, frustration, irritation, all comes up. Stress. So पैसा तो बन जाता है. I hope you understand. पैसा बन जाता है. पर वो पैसा हमें बीमारियों के साथ लेके आ जाता है, जैसे मिसट्रस्ट, लोगों पे भरोसा नहीं करना, जैसे डायबिटीज, जैसे थायराइड, है ना, जैसे घुटने दुखना. All of this are psychosomatic issues that the entrepreneur typically gets. Why? Because that seeking clarity is not there and he's not able to drive that force. पैसा बन जाता है because आप technically बहुत sound हो अपने लिए. Now, important here is this is a one-time activity, my dear friends. You don't have to do it every time. This is one-time activity. एक बार ड्राइंग बोर्ड पे बैठ के एक बार डिसाइड कर ले और फिर उस पद पे चलना शुरू करे और धीरे 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 you can drive your company also. Sometimes you are not able to explain them what we are expecting, but still we believe he will deliver what is expected. I completely agree, Sanjay. Completely agree. And let me tell you, by the end of this webinar, I'm going to tell you what is the role of an entrepreneur. Only four jobs, let me tell you. And when I run two organizations, I'm talking about, and two successful organizations, one being a copper manufacturing company, a second being a consulting company, and pretty successful. All right. And I'm able to do that because I know what is my job. Okay. And my job is not technical. My job is not to look at anything that is a process. My job is something else. And I'm going to talk about that. Okay. Risk segment also depresses because we get hesitated. Okay. So I will not be able to answer that question right now. There is a deeper meaning to risk. If you're able to understand that, and if you really would want to encourage yourself and get into a role that you would want to learn, more than happy to be there with you in your journey, along with in the Burning Desire session. So same information repeated over a period of time in various forms creates belief. And if I intend to create culture, I need to create belief. And belief is based on emotions. And there are 8 such emotions that allow you to create a culture. I'll repeat. There are 8 such emotions that allow you to create culture. Okay, let's go quickly. How many of you would want to learn what are those 8 emotions? Quickly, let me know. Okay. How many of you would want to learn? Yeah. Come on. Fast. Responses have to be fast. Wonderful. Very nice. Now, if you look at this statement, the first statement is saying same information repeated over a period of time in various forms creates beliefs. Similarly, people with common beliefs come together, create a community, and the community creates culture. Okay? People with common community beliefs coming together create a common culture. ओके तो शुरुआत कहां से हो रही है? शुरुआत सबसे पहले मैं तीनों स्लाइड्स वापस दिखाता हूं आपको. पहले बिलीफ सिस्टम. अब ये किसकी बिलीफ सिस्टम है? ये एंटरप्रेन्योर की बिलीफ सिस्टम. बिलीफ सिस्टम इवॉल्व कहां से होती है? आपकी वैल्यूज से. आप किस तरीके की संस्था बनाना चाहते हैं, आपकी बिलीफ क्या है संस्था के बारे में. जब आपकी क्लैरिटी है और आप उस बिलीफ पे चलना शुरू करते हो और ऐसे लोगों को जोड़ते हो जिनका वो कॉमन बिलीफ है या वो बिलीफ आप उनमें डालते हो, तब जाके कम्युनिटी तैयार होती है. कम्युनिटी जब तैयार होती है, एक कॉमन कम्युनिटी वाले बिलीफ वाले लोग जब साथ में आते हैं तो एक कल्चर बनता है. So we say unity in diversity. As an Indian culture, we say unity in diversity. Why? We are all commonly linked to a tricolor flag. but we have different emotions while we are in our religious setups, we are in our social setups, we are with our friends, but we are all linked. मतलब कुछ भी हो जाए, there will be, I mean, minuscule, not even one person when there is an India-Pakistan match who doesn't get motivated. All those people who don't even watch cricket, all right, will see that match because they want India to win, because we all link to that common belief. Now, point here is, ये संस्था में कैसे बनाया जाता है? If you talk to somebody from a Mercedes as a company, if you talk somebody from Audi as a company, a BMW, they live that culture. They have very strong belief in that culture, and that's how it is created. But उसका process आपसे शुरू होता है. ये बनने के लिए इनको 50, 60, 70 साल लगे हैं. जो पेशेंस आपको रखना होगा, क्योंकि अगर आप चाहते हैं आपकी संस्था आपके बाद भी चले, तो ये अनिवार्य है. I'll repeat. If you want your organization to run after you as well, this is a milestone that you have to cross. Now, my question to you here is, how many of you want your business to run after you? Okay, how many of you want your business to run after you? Response quickly. Response quickly. All right, like 30 seconds में response आना चाहिए. Okay, if you want your business to run after you, then it's absolutely important. Absolutely important that you start evolving your value system as a human being and build values for your business. Because आज आप करोगे ना, तो आपको 5, 6, 7 साल में इसका impact दिखाई देगा. तब जाके आप free बनोगे, वरना free नहीं होना. Okay, so you will always be busy and being busy. So what are the different states where you can actually आपकी journey as an entrepreneur, मेरी journey as an entrepreneur कैसे है? Okay, there is a watcher in the company, there is a navigator in the company, there is a guide in the company, and a futurist in the company. कंपनी में 4 तरीके के रोल होते हैं. कंपनी में 4 तरीके के रोल होते हैं. पहला रोल है वॉचर का, जिसको हम सुपरवाइजर कहते हैं. दूसरा रोल है नेविगेटर का, जिसको हम मैनेजर कहते हैं. Sorry, what is that? See message, email, video conference, and chat. See from last 80 years, move based from with people change. Okay. In it, we see message, email, video conference, and chat bot. See from last 80 years, move people change. Okay, I think what Rahul is talking about is, in the last 80 years, people have moved from individual conversations to emails, chatbots, SMSs, WhatsApp, and stuff like that. So this is the change that my request to you is, please embrace that change. If you are able to pick up that speed, then you are going to shine in the market. So there's no point saying कि ये देखो कितना सब कुछ बदल गया. Sir, highlight journey with people. That's why companies we want to run more years to years. Yes, correct. You're right. You're rightly mentioning. Okay. So there are 4 roles in any organization. ये जो टेक्नोलॉजी है, ये मोड और मीडियम है कम्युनिकेट करने का. पर लोग हमेशा लगेंगे, शायद कम लगेंगे क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजी सपोर्ट करेगी, पर लोग हमेशा लगेंगे. और वही लोग कंपनियां बनाएंगे और वही लोग कंपनियां बिगाड़ेंगे. ओके, सो the futurist role is the role that you have to pick up. The futurist role is the role that you have to pick up. A guide is a leader, a change leader, जो बदलाव लाता है. A navigator is a manager, जो उस बदलाव को follow through करता है. A watcher is a person जो उसे supervise करता है. A doer जो यहाँ पे नहीं है, वो उसे action करता है. ऐसे 5 अलग अलग roles है कंपनी में. आप उन रोल्स को समझने की कोशिश कीजिए और ये पूछिए खुद से कि यार ये रोल्स मेरे पास हैं या ये सारी चीजें मैं ही कर रहा हूं. अब कुछ लोग कहेंगे सर हमारे पास अभी इतना बजट नहीं है, हमारे पास अभी लोग नहीं है. पर क्या आप जानते हैं कि आपके पास बजट कब आएगा? क्या आप जानते हैं आप कितना सेल कब तक करोगे, कौन सा बंदा कब तक लोगे? अगर ये नहीं जानते, then you will always have a problem. Very good, Nilesh ji. If you have all of them, then you are ready for the scale up. If you have all of these and they are not performing well, then you are ready for writing down your deep down strategy of how you will scale. But for people who don't have that, it is important that you get yourself educated in how a structure has to be built up, a scalable structure has to be. Okay. Now, what are the key roles? Key roles are: you build a vision, you build your values, you build a mission, you create a communication channel, and clear decision making empowerment. अब ये जो values लिखा हुआ है ना, ये यहाँ पे जो you will see second point. Sir, you know very well in India, most people can't people separate as per specialists, always try to give extra work, single person. Are you agree for cost cutting? Sorry, Rahul, I did not understand the question, and I'll answer this. I'll answer this question, but if you can be a little more elaborate. So what is the role of that futurist? Futurist will set the vision of the organization, build the values. अब ये values मतलब क्या है? ये वो highway के white lines है, आखिरी वाले जो white lines होते हैं ना, वो है. These are these white lines that help you to make sure that left side कोई ज़्यादा नहीं जा रहा, right side कोई ज़्यादा नहीं. This is your decision making boundaries. Okay. अगर ये decision making boundaries, अगर ये decision making boundaries clear है, then we'll be able to make sure that people are feeling empowered to take decisions. अगर values ही नहीं है, value based decision making नहीं है, people will always struggle in making decisions. Okay, that takes us to the next point now. And the next point says, how is culture rooted? इसके नीचे है क्या? How is culture rooted? Then you will see the culture is rooted at level 1. We have our values first. Level 2, we build our vision and mission based on our values. And level 3 is strategy, people, execution, and cash. Okay? Strategy, people, execution, and cash. फिर आता है sales, फिर आता है partnership, फिर आता है service, फिर आता है product और governance. ये 5 उंगलियां हैं. Okay? Sales is the smallest ungli, let me tell you. And the thumb is governance. Governance का मतलब decision making, क्या कर सकते हो, क्या नहीं कर सकते. The first finger is your product. The second finger is your service. The third finger is partnerships. Now, when I say partnerships, if you know कि हम जब शादी करते हैं तो ring इस उंगली में डालते हैं, इस वजह से वो partnerships हैं. और sales ये आखिरी उंगली है, अगर नहीं हो तो बहुत दिक्कत होती है. दिखने में सबसे छोटी है, पर नहीं हो तो बहुत दिक्कत होती है. So please understand this model, right? What we are saying is पेड़ के नीचे रूट में वैल्यू होनी चाहिए, वैल्यू सिस्टम होनी चाहिए, उसको डिफाइन करना होगा, और वो वैल्यू सिस्टम आपके ड्राइवर से निकलेगी. उसके ऊपर आपका विजन और मिशन बेस्ड है, उसके ऊपर आपकी रणनीति, लोग किस तरीके के लोग आएंगे, कौन सी डेवलपमेंट करेंगे, किस तरीके के प्रोसेस और सिस्टम एग्जीक्यूशन में लाएंगे, और कैश को कैसे मैनेज करेंगे. और ये करते वक्त आपको 5 चीजों का जो ध्यान रखना है, वो पहला है गवर्नेंस, दूसरा है प्रोडक्ट, तीसरी है सर्विस, चौथी है पार्टनरशिप्स, और पांचवा है सेल्स. ओके, सो if you intend to create this, how many of you would want to learn the method of doing it, by the way? Quickly, let me respond this. I mean, I would want to ask a question. How many of you would want to learn how to do this? कि सर ये beliefs, ritual culture कैसे समझे, सर ये values को कैसे define करें, सर ये vision कैसे लिखे अपने संस्था के लिए, सर ये strategy कैसे लिखे, people को किस तरीके के लोग hire करें, किस तरीके का development करें, execution किस तरीके से करें, cash कैसे बनाएं, सेल्स में कौन से इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोसेसेस हैं, पार्टनरशिप्स कैसे की जाती हैं, सर्विस कैसे दी जाती है, हम सारे ये चीजें जानते हैं. ये हम वीडियोस देखते हैं, हम ऐसी वेबिनार्स में आते हैं, हम कुछ किताबें पढ़ते हैं. बट लेट मी टेल यू वेरी वेरी सिंपल थिंग, दो दैट इज इंफॉर्मेशन. इवन व्हाट आई एम गिविंग यू राइट नाउ इज इंफॉर्मेशन. Information just only excites you, but if you don't take a deep dive into one subject, you will not be able to cut it through. फिर आप बीच में छोड़ देते हो उसको. So मेरा recommendation आपसे ये रहेगा. Prashant, yes, thank you. Oh yeah. You have attended the Burning Desire program, right? Thank you very much, Prashant, for being here then. Right. So fundamentally, what I'm trying to put across here is, if you build this up, then you have immense amount of confidence to sell, to build your partnerships, to serve your customers, to create robust products, and more importantly, have tight governance of no nonsense. Okay, now that takes us to the next piece, and I'm going to share the next piece with you. Now, this is where I'm going to open my presentation and share with you. Give me a moment, please. Just give me a moment. I'm going to share an image with you. Can you confirm if you can listen to me now? Brilliant. Okay, thank you very much. I think there was some issue here, but I think that's sorted out. Wonderful, very nice. So here you go. Now, if you see, there are 8 emotional drivers. मैं आपको बता दूंगा कंपनियों के नाम के साथ कि कैसे कंपनियां अपनी, like companies are driving this culture. If you notice from outside, a culture of belongingness is driven by Tatas. A culture of recognition and significance is driven by Reliance. A culture of contribution is driven by UNICEF. A culture of excellence is driven by Mercedes and BMWs. A culture of challenge is driven by the drink called Red Bull. The culture of diversity is driven by a company called 3M. A culture of security is driven by Apple. So आप देखोगे ना, कोई भी कंपनी निकाल लो आप, कोई भी, any company, they will have a driver that is driving that culture, and that driver needs to be found out. Okay, why apart from this, within this, they need to be found out. So the lowest level of culture that we see in so many companies is a security driven culture. Security driven culture. So if you see this man is sitting here and he says, I'm in control. I'm the man who tells everything what is to be done to everybody. Lowest type of culture. वो भी culture ही है, but lowest type of culture. उसके ऊपर एक दूसरा level का culture है. And that culture is called as challenge driven, diversity driven, excellence driven, achievement level driven, belongingness or recognition. That's the mid type of culture companies. Okay, ये भी कंपनी सक्सेसफुल होती हैं, नीचे वाली कंपनीज भी सक्सेसफुल होती है, पर लोग स्केलेबिलिटी, वो बिजनेसेस स्केलेबल नहीं बनते क्योंकि लिवरेज, जिससे पीपल लिवरेज मिलता है, वो नहीं बनते. द लास्ट टाइप ऑफ कल्चर इज कॉल्ड द कल्चर ऑफ कॉज और कल्चर ऑफ कंट्रीब्यूशन or a culture of vision or a culture of mission, a culture that is driven by contribution for a bigger cause. So what is your cause? You'll have to find and define it. Okay, so level 1, सबसे नीचे level of skill. Skill based culture मतलब security वाला culture. Level 2, level of attitude. And level 3 is the level of cause. Okay, मैं जब भी किसी कंपनियों में जाता हूं, कोई भी कंपनियों में जाता हूं ना, when I walk into the plant, I can tell you what kind of culture this company belongs to. Just walking on the plant. लोग एक दूसरे से बात कैसे कर रहे हैं, काम कैसे कर रहे हैं, क्या हिसाब किताब में चीजें रखी हुई हैं, उससे पता चलता है कल्चर क्या है. जैसे किसी के घर में जाते हैं ना, तो उसका कल्चर का अंदाजा हो जाता है. Okay, so my humble request here is, if you want to build a robust culture. Now my question goes, now I'm going to ask questions to, we are now at the last leg of the webinar. How many of you would want to learn how to do this? First, very nice. Because this is a very, it's a very internal process of learning. Okay, and it will give you outward results. मेरे साथ काम करने वाले, SIL के साथ काम करने वाले जितने भी participants हैं हमारे, उन सबको पता है that SIL focuses inward more and outward less, because you can only focus on things that you can control. Okay, so if you are inward focused in improving yourself constantly, your results come out absolutely fantastic outside, because what is inside is what comes outside. So if there is safety, security, belongingness, if there's cause inside, then it's going to come outside. Okay, I have been doing these webinars and these trainings and free sessions for almost the last 10 years. I don't feel tired about it. Neither I feel that I have to prepare a lot about it, because everything comes genuinely of what I'm wanting to give to you, to the audiences who have been listening for last 10 years. All right. This, and I have never gone back and said, nahi, maine aapko zyada diya, mere se aapko kam mila. No, I'm just in that journey because that's how my organization is built. And we keep giving, because we firmly believe that we intend to serve the SME community by sharing right quality of curative content. So we have been, correct Archana, we have always been focusing on contribution. One of the values of this company is contribution. Because if we can't contribute as a catalyst to the SME community, then what are we doing? And that helps our participants to scale up, because they see our intent, they see the skill. We have constantly been developing our skills, developing new verticals, working on ourselves so that we can serve the community better. Okay. In this case, we worked on our pricing, we worked on our processes, on our systems. All of that is happening internally rather than focusing outward. Okay. Now, that takes me to our next slide of how can you learn it from us? What will happen in the course if you, by the way, how many of you would want to join my course? I mean, quick question. Quick, immediate question. Go ahead and respond. How many of you would want to join the course called Burning Desire along with me live for 8 days? Every day, 2 hours, you will sit with me. Go ahead. Please confirm on your chat boxes. And I love to listen to this. This is a very simple question. Yes, no commitment of money. So you don't have to worry about it. But if you find that I'm doing something, I'm contributing to your life a little better by genuinely putting my heart and soul, giving all the tools that I've learned from so many places, by implementing them, getting the results, then I'm sure you would want to be a part of the journey along with me. So go ahead and respond to me on how many of you would want to be the part of the course. Okay, so this is where I go. I'm going to share with you the course outcome first. Okay, so this is the course outcome, right? We will find out implementable solutions to the challenges that that is holding you back from scaling, right? So we'll create a structure and we'll have a roadmap of say next 1,000 days, or these are the 10, 20, 25 activities that I need to do in order to scale up my organization. Second, as a leader, you will be extremely clear about your roadmap of how you want to draw the organization, how you want to lead that organization. Third, you'll be able to create a big, hairy, audacious goal that helps the people to get influenced. Now, it's very important for you to learn that of how to influence people. Because at the end of the day, if people are not excited about what your vision is, why would they join you? Why would they stay with you? They will leave. This will help you to clear-cut craft a path of scalability and profitability. Of course, you will be sitting with me, one-to-one discussions are going to happen. So you're going to spend 1 hour only talking to me about what else can be implemented. And of course, you become a part of a global progressive community, over 18,000 people that we've served in past. All of them are businessmen. Now let's look at the curriculum. The curriculum talks about close to 12 chapters done in 8 days. The first chapter says the journey from point B to point A. Now, when we say journey from point B to point A, what does it mean? It means that you have to first decide your point B, and based on your point B, you have to strategize from point A. Learning from masters. So SIL has always been a research-based organization. We have written down our case studies of people who have made 1,000 crores and plus in less than 15 years. And they are FMCG, they are product-based company, engineering companies. They're not IT companies only. Okay, so we give those case studies to you. You make and present it back to the team, and also put out your learnings out of that of what you can implement. Then we look at how to create a value in your organization. How do you create a value system in the organization? And there's a set of tools that we use to do that. We build your vision, which is scientifically right and correct. Then we go ahead and build your number or your spread that you want to do. Then we look at how customer classification needs to be done. Then we create a pitch that helps you to influence people, your employees, vendors, bankers, all of those guys. Then we pick up and focus on what are the top 5 behaviors that you have to adopt as a businessman to ensure that you can scale up your business. Kuch tarike aapke use karne padenge, and analysis of the business assumptions that happens from day one. So this is the curriculum of this. The overview is here. This is a little about me. Just a quick glance of what I have done. Give me a moment and I'll show it to you. Everybody who has the Android phone, you can download the app. It's called SILU. You'll get a lot of free content from there. You can enjoy that for your learning. No problems with that. So this is a little about me. Basically, people know me for being a trusted advisor. I've been consultant over 450 business stories till now. Mentored around 700 plus businesses. Close to 22 years of experience of work and life, and contributed over 3.5 lakh jobs in this country by helping people scale up their businesses. क्योंकि जब व्यवसाय धंधा बिजनेस बढ़ता है तब लोगों को नौकरियां मिलती हैं, तब जब लोगों को नौकरियां मिलती हैं तब क्राइम रेट भी नीचे जाता है. So one of the element that School of Inspirational Leadership is always focusing on is how can you create employable businesses that make sure that the entrepreneur is able to serve more people. So you will read everything about me here, everything right from my life story, what I've done, education, everything is here. And if you have a little time, I'm going to share this with you right over here on your chat box, and you can definitely go there and work. Nitesh ji, a lot of businesses from packaging industry have already been part of it. कुछ लोग नागपुर से हैं, कुछ पूना से हैं, कुछ गाजियाबाद, दिल्ली, यहाँ से हैं, and lot of people are there. Batch 1 starts the batch starts on 22nd of June. There are 2 batches that we have on 22nd of June from 4 to 5:30 in the evening and 8 to 9:30 in the evening. Why? Because we only have 10 people in one batch. We have only 10 people in one batch, and hence this is how it works. It 100% works in packaging industry. I have certain very good people from the packaging industry who've gone through the Burning Desire course, live also, and live also and digitally also. So that's how it is. It does help. A little about me. Second, if you want to go ahead, and I'm also going to share this with you. Just give me a moment. So if you see this is live program, I'm going to share the link with you. You will have everything here so that you can definitely have a look at this as well. The link has come to you. My team will also send the link. So now the house is open for question and answers, and you can ask me questions. If you intend to ask any questions, just raise your hand. More than happy to make sure that I answer your questions. So you can just raise your hand on the there's a button there. You raise your hand. It says raise hand. You raise hand, and I'll talk to you. I have exactly next 5 minutes, 10 minutes to go ahead and interact with all of you. If there are any questions, more than happy to answer them.
No vision for yourself. There is nothing to live for. Don't you agree with it? If you do not have something that you want to live for, if you're not emotionally connected to it, do you think that you will be able to achieve it? Let me help you understand this with a simple story. A story from the history. I'm sure you know Raja Shiva Chhatrapati, the man who created Swarajya. On his fort, which was his capital, Raigad, there was a lady called Hirkani. This was named a little later. Her actual name was Hira. She was a milkmaid and used to come on the fort to deliver milk. This lady one day got late, and around 6 o'clock, when the doors of the fort were getting closed, she rushed towards the doors and she was not able to get out of the fort. Now the only option to her was to get out next morning. Unfortunately, she had a milking baby at home waiting for her. She was so desperate to move out, that she climbed down, descending the entire fort of 2,700 feet without any equipment. How is this possible? There are so many stories like these when people did not have the adequate resources but still made to the goal that they had created for themselves. That is because people are able to envision the future. Now, when we say envision the future, what does it mean? And what is the difference between the goal and the vision? The core difference between any written goal and the vision is a vision is emotionally connected. When you are emotionally connected to the goals that you are wanting to achieve in your life, that's when they get converted into a vision. That's when you are starting envisioning them, visualizing them. That helps you to craft a picture for yourself of your future. Now the question here is, have you been able to do that? Have you been able to craft a vision for yourself which has a clear picture, a painting like a Picasso that tells you how you're going to look in future? How are you going to be in next 5 years, in next 10 years? How is your life going to be? How is your business going to be? How is your kids going to be? What's the bank balance that you're going to have? Unless and until you do not visualize your future, it is very seldom that people achieve it. I'm going to give you certain analysis from the business standpoint. Only 3% of businesses make up to the third generation, which means 97% of businesses die in first generation or second generation. Why does this happen? When we all start our businesses with the right ethos, with a commitment, with sheer pain, without any resources, why do our businesses die? Because the business leaders, the entrepreneurs, stop envisioning their future. I'm sure you've heard about the word SMART. The SMART goals? We say S is equal to specific, M is equal to measurable, A is equal to accurate, R being realistic, and T being time bound. We all know this, but we still drop our goals because we miss two major important elements of setting off our goals. And that is the next E, which is called emotions attached to that goal. And the last is R, the relationship for which you want to achieve that goal. Is it for your parents? Is it for your child? Is it for your husband or your wife? When you're able to envision that emotion, that smile, that happiness that you're going to get out of achieving that goal, that's when it starts slowly and steadily get converted into your vision. Which means, my dear friends, you have to make smarter goals. You have to visualize your goals, and that's when they become into a vision. Would you want to do this exercise immediately? Write it down. Write down a goal and just write down these two things, because rest is all possible. What is the emotion that you're going to exhibit and how it's going to affect the relationship that you have. Most importantly, you're going to change the way you look at your goals. You're going to change the way you're going to feel about it, think about it, and most importantly, how are you going to act about it. And hence, most of the businesses, the entrepreneurs who have a vision in place, actually strive through all the problems and struggles because they have been able to visualize that future. I'm going to see you in the next section. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure that on a piece of paper, you write down your smarter goals, which will help you to build up a right vision.